Hello Leos, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 4th to the 10th of March, marching on March, basically getting things done. This is a time when you're going to free yourself up on your spiritual path or your emotional side or your relationship side, and really start driving forward with your sort of happiness and etc. We saw that in the monthly readings, and it's definitely going to play out within love for you. On your financial side, it's a similar sort of thing. There seems to be something coming in by the sort of like the 20th of March, which is a real game changer for you on your financial side. But it's all about setting things up, and that's what appears to be in the weekly readings for everybody at the moment. How you position yourself, how you encourage yourself, how you almost sort of like you life coach your inner thoughts or your inner conversation that is within you. That's what it seems to be about, setting things up, because the energy's dropped out from the sun. If you haven't seen that on Cymatic TV, just go over there and have a look. Therefore you can see the universal vibration, the ebbs and flows of the universal vibration, and it has pulled out, and it's a lot more of the energy is now coming from the actual earth. So this is like driving that force from within. And so I would, be very conscious about that this week, more than anything else. Overall energies, you get the Wheel of Fortune. You got the Wheel of Fortune on your karmic path, on your financial self in your monthly readings. If you haven't seen your monthly readings, it will be around my head. The overall energies here, I think you can feel the tide changing in your life, or feel life taking a step up a gear. That's what I feel like here, and I think you are in control of that. You have that capacity to look at those cars just jumping out all over the place. You have that capacity to sort of galvanize that with your fire and with your earth, because it is coming from the earth, and you have a lot of earth at your base in the Astroflower and a lot of fire at the top. And that's what I'm saying is, as I said, I think the energy is coming from the earth, and this is helping you to really galvanize your forces, basically, in a direction. Let's just see what's going on in your karmic path and your spiritual or your emotional, your relationship side here. You have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Wands in the karmic path from this position here. And I think this is what you're sorting out, these healthy boundaries that you're bringing in from the past. I think it's making it blatantly obvious this week of what you've been living in regards to relationships, what you've been living in regards to emotions in life, and what has been good and what has been bad. Not necessarily bad, but just, what hasn't really sort of flowed for you. And this is where you're getting these sort of like aha moments within you in a very good way. So that helps you to sort of funnel your energy into the relationship or finding a relationship, because that's what comes out in your monthly reading. If you're looking for that, this is a week where you should be setting it up, sort of being very clear with yourself about what sort of relationship you want to be involved in. Yeah, playing smart. I think the universe is really encouraging you this, to sort of quietly in your own sort of time and space within yourself and within the conversation that is within you. Is, the universe is helping you to play smart here with a lot of coincidences around you that makes you realize what is and what is not good from the past that you can bring to the future. And it's, as I said, it's all about setting itself up. I think this is going to make you a lot more fiery, not necessarily on the surface, but certainly within you, a lot more excited within you, because it feels like you've got the key to the universe here, or the key to your life, of how to actually sort of go forth. Yeah, from the past, and this is tied into the Six of Cups here on your karmic message, from the past going into your future, you have the Two of Wands, because this is the overall energies, karmic message, influence from the universe. This is where the influence from your past self, influence from your future self, and the general outcome. You get the Two of Wands, and yes, I think you've been planning this for a long time, and it's a way now of what you're understanding from within you. You might have been thinking about saying to someone, asking someone to go out for a meal, go to the theatre, cinema, or whatever it is that tickles your boat, or the pair of you, but you're planning it, and I think you realise that there's a lot of possibilities within your life. Dead, done, and dusted with. That ties into the Two of Swords. You had the Two of Swords on that was influencing you on that third week here, and I think this is your future self calling you on. So I think this is like, with this understanding of your past and etc., and your planning that you've been done, you know that there's a decision to make over a relationship or a situation or spiritual practice, or your the way you engage with your emotions. It's something you're not going to do it anymore. You're not. It's dead, done, and dusted with. It's not painful for you. It's a logical solution to a situation, and you're quite happy to kind of say, right, okay, well, let's move on, sort of thing, within you. But do not worry. I think it bodes very well, because as one door closes, another door opens, and you get the Six of Pentacles at the top. Now, this is all about putting yourself first. And there was the Two of Pentacles at the top there. I think this is the decision that you're making about letting go of something within your relationship world. The decision is about putting yourself first, making life work for you as much as anything else. And I think that's where the general overall outcome at the end, I think you're going to be very happy with the choices you are making at the moment. It's setting things up here for the rest of the month, because once it starts rocking in the energy, it's going to be explosive. Once it kicks into Aries, which is a fellow fire sign for you, I think that's where you're going to find it's really going to kick around about the 20th of March, around that period there. So next week, I think, the following week, I think that's where it's picking up. But this week here is really important to set yourself up. If you don't set yourself up, you'll find yourself floundering, and that's not good. On your karmic message, on your financial side, you had the Wheel of Fortune, as I said, you had the Four of Swords, and in the first week you had the Eight of Wands and the High Priestess. You get the Emperor card. I think with this Wheel of Fortune, I think with the overall energies here, is putting you in the driving seat. This is what it's all about. And your karmic message is about taking decisive action on projects, businesses, jobs. If you've been umming and ahhing about, doing, applying for a job, do it. It's within your control here. This is your karmic path to take control physically of your surroundings within your financial, within your job, business and projects areas. If you want to launch a new product within your business, now is the time to really start owning it, really start putting the physical things in place in order for it to take off. If you want that new job or that career movement, then get involved in it. Engage. And look at that, you get the King of Swords from the universe. You have all the wisdom in the world within you, and I think you're in the right timing. I think you've got the right force here to really make a difference in the world around you, and it is following a pathway which is very logical for you. I think that's really important, really important. You get the Nine of Swords here, and this is relative to your past. Yeah, I think this has to tie in with the Four of Swords, which you got on your monthly reading. If you haven't seen your monthly reading, you're finding it on our channel. The Nine of Swords here, I think this is where you're letting go of maybe where you've been planning a business and you're kind of going, I don't know if I'm going to make, everyone goes through that whole sort of like, I don't know whether I'm good enough for this job. And I think that's what's been plaguing you in the recent past. And it always comes back to that. And I think that's coming to an end. I think that's finishing now within your life. That whole sort of scenario of, being worried about whether you can or you can't, whether you've got the resources and stuff like that. I think you're now going ahead, and I think you're working out this week, or you're understanding this week, Let's just see what that is. Justice. Yeah, I think this is where you do get justice for that. You know, I think these are these woes and worries here. I think you'll find that actually they're non-founded. They don't carry any real weight in the situation. And I think this is where I think you're egging yourself on and really doing something. Once you start activating it and really getting involved, that's when you're going to find a much more harmonious place, and a place where you feel like you've got a lot more energy in order to go for it. And I would if I was you, because there's a massive opportunity coming for you around about from the 15th onwards, and, you know, next week. And this week here, if you don't set it up, you may miss it. You may miss that opportunity. And you get the Page of Swords. Page of Swords has been coming out for everybody. Quite literally, you know, everybody. I've just lost my stone. For everybody. And I think this is all about you. The general outcome for this physical side, for this material side of life, is this idea that you are learning a lot about creating your pathway mentally, logically, the application of oneself, the application of the conversation that we hold within us, each one of us. That's what the Page of Swords is learning about. So I think here is, once you start applying for that job, then or that career path, or opening up that business line, that's when you're going to see a lot clearer if the product sells, how it's placed on the shelves, and it's giving you that acumen, that sort of wisdom that is within you, and that drive to create your own fortune, as it were. Yeah, so it definitely is a week of setting things up. There's, you know, it's every sign has been going through this, and I think it's really important for the future. Okay, let's just do a bit of clarification on the Light Seers card. You get the Moon card here. I think here is this case, you know, the proof is in the eating here, I think, more than anything else. I think the Moon card here for me is like, you're not going to know unless you try. And until you spin that wheel of fortune, you're not going to know. And I think the overall energy is almost encouraging you, and it's not allowing you to go back to what you were. It's really, I don't want to say forcing, but it is a little bit in a way. It's kind of sort of saying, if you want to go further in life, you've got to spin that wheel. And you're spinning that wheel is your attentions, your intentions, your desires, or your needs and your wants, which are going to be the driving force behind the spin of that wheel. Yeah. The Hierophant, my favourite card in the pack, comes out in your karmic path and your relationship side here. You're learning those steps that you need to take in order to get towards that star card. And I think that's what that is all about, the Ten of Swords. And also learning about, you know, being intelligent with your mental energies as well, and how you apply yourself and how you encourage yourself. I think this learning process that you're going through this week of how to set things up, which the Hierophant does. The Hierophant is also a marriage card sort of thing. And I think what you're doing is it's almost as if, like, what you've got to do this week is clear a bit of debris around you in order to leave a space for the beautiful new flowers to grow within your life, basically. Yeah. Learning about and playing smart with your emotions. Usually the Queen of Cups, she's a very emotionally driven, she's very infectious, very joyous, and that joy sort of like filters through everybody that is around you. And you're learning about this, and you're learning you're playing smart about this. This is what the universe is encouraging you to do. Just play smart with your emotions, so you can then start really putting a bit of, you know, sort of a few kilometers or miles under your feet in the path of love. And that's what you're playing smart about. You're learning how to apply your emotions in all of this. There's another marriage card here, coming out with the Two of Wands. Now this is beautiful. The Two of Wands here, if you can see on this card here, the tent is held up by those Four of Wands. That's what it's all about. And the idea of this celebration on the Four of Wands is the idea of your plan coming together in your life with the plan of another person. And we saw it majorly in the monthly readings. If you want love, or if you want to reignite your relationship within your couple, follow your plan here. And it's got to come from you. Follow a plan that's good for you. Once you do that, I think you're definitely going to see a connection with someone who is going in the same direction, likes the same things, and etc. It really bodes well. But there is this difficult choice to make with the Ten of Swords. On your monthly reading, you got it in the third week. And I think it's sort of saying, that is over. There's no more pain in that. There's no more emotions in that. That person is literally no more. That's the good thing about the Ten of Swords. They've got past all of that. And that is the new thing that's coming into you. A whole new cycle coming into your life. And you had that in that exact position on your monthly readings. And it's putting yourself first more than anything else. That's the important part of it all. So with the Six of Pentacles, yeah, you get the King of Pentacles here. I think this is a chance for you to change your fortunes in regards to relationships in a way that's putting you in a position, if you do this work, it will put you in a position where, yes, you're putting yourself first, but at the same time there's a certain valor or strength to that knowledge of how you did it, of how you talk to yourself, of how you life coach yourself within you. It's really important, and it's not just about you in a way. When you do it, that's when you're going to see, the reason I say that is because you're going to see the reactions in people around you. When you see the reactions in people around you, that's when you're going to realize that you've got a very good effect on the outcome of what you want to be living, and that will empower you enormously. With the Emperor card, you get the Ten of Cups. Yep, I think this is going into that Justice card there as well, and the Page of Swords. I think it is an inner moment of happiness from you, because you're owning your future, because you're taking control over how you physically engage in a career, a business, and etc. So if you're thinking about starting a business, or applying for a job, just go for it. I would at the moment for you. With the King of Swords, you get the Knight of Wands. You definitely got the Knight of Wands. You've got the Knight of Wands there in your monthly reading. The universe is setting this up for you in the second week. This is what I'm saying. Next week is the universe is helping you to set things up. So next week, when this opportunity gets in, you're going to be on fire. You're going to be ready. You're going to be zipping. You're going to have conviction. You're going to have wisdom. There's lots of things going on with you. A control over your situation. And it's going to make you very, very happy. I think it's going to influence and help your relationship side as well, more than anything else. I think that's going to be really influential upon that side. Yeah, with the Nine of Swords, you get the Six of Swords. I think you've brought yourself to calmer shorts. I think in the past, in your financial sort of world, within your job and your business, I think you've almost coach yourself, kind of saying, don't worry about it, it's okay, sales will come back and everything like that. And if they didn't come back, and if you didn't get that job, it's because you're waiting for this moment now to be coming through. And I think you're now in a place where you don't have, you can say goodbye to the repetitive nightmare, stress and strains of the past, and really go on and get that sort of job that sort of corresponds to you. Yeah, totally. Funny thing is, you have the Nine of Swords up the top there and the overall outcome. And I think once you get this job, once you get this increase of the business, and it could be like getting for a loan, getting the okay on renting that shop or whatever it is. You're realizing within this harmonious moment of you taking control of the situation that actually your dreams your ambitions are much closer and much more in reach than ever before. And now it's a case of the overall outcome here is learning about how you mentally apply your logic and your manifestation skills in order to create that. You get the 9 of Wands. Do you know what? I think I said earlier on the proof is in the pudding, and I think you've worked it out. That there. And because you worked it out, I almost feel like it's a case where you're sort of saying to the universe, sort of saying, okay, I'll put in the work now, let's go to the next step. And it's sort of like, it's almost as if sort of saying, you've got to prove it to me as well, the universe. As much as I'm going to prove it to you. This has got to be, I think this feels like you feel like it's got to be a hand-in-hand sort of scenario. If I'm going to progress, you've got to progress along with me. I don't, it's like saying I don't mind doing all this work on myself and on the energy and everything like that if it progresses for me. And I think that's the sort of thing here, and I think that's a good, healthy boundaries there. Being nobody's fool, I think that comes out of it. And it could be with the company that is around you, the business that is around you. That's where you're converting that 9 of Swords into healthy boundaries. And that's what the healing process is all about when we go into your monthly readings. So yeah, really, really productive week for you, Leo. Really nice. I think it's a very good week for you. Really engaging week for you more than anything else. So there you go. Don't forget about all the links in the description below where you can get a private reading with myself, or you can connect with our sister channel, Cymatic TV, the channel all about energy. I will either see you over there on that channel or on this channel, whichever way I see you. It would be lovely to see you again. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.